Hey, lovers. Welcome to the Book Lovers Club, the podcast where we celebrate Black Sapphic love stories, one book at a time. I'm your host, Joy, a married lesbian, lifelong book lover, and relational communication scholar. Here, we don't just read the romance, we learn from it. I believe that love stories can do more than just entertain us. They can teach us how to love better, how to see ourselves more clearly, and how to create the love life of our dreams. Each week, I'll dive into sapphic stories written for us and by us, while weaving in personal insights and communication lessons you can take off the page. So grab your drink, get cozy, and let's turn the page together. Welcome to the club. Hey, book lovers. Welcome back to another episode of the Book Lovers Club. And y'all, guess what? On Monday, it's my birthday. Look, I already told y'all that it's Capricorn season, baby. All right, and y'all gonna start putting some respect on our name. Every book talker, book girly, bookstagram girly I've been seeing that's been dropping their birthday post this month. I'm like, oh, y'all the baddies in this game. So I didn't realize that I was following so many fellow Capricorns, and they some of my favorite accounts. And I'm like, of course I like you. Of course you on top of your shit because you a Capricorn, baby. Okay, it is so many amazing Capricorn book girlies out here. So I just want to shout out to y'all. Shout out to me because my birthday's coming up on Monday. And I'm just excited, y'all. So by the time that y'all hear this episode, your girl will be in Arizona. I will be out here hiking in the desert, enjoying my motherfucking birthday. Because, like I told y'all, every year I got to go somewhere warm. At least warmer than Chicago. Somewhere with some sunshine, something. Okay, that's all I want for my birthday is some vitamin D. That's it. A little sunshine, get a little tan, a little glow on the skin, baby, because I love when my melanin gets more melanin. I don't know if that's a word. Okay, I need my melanin to get more melanin. Okay, I need that black on black. Anyway, what's crazy, y'all? Like, I don't know if y'all well, I feel like this is a universal Black experience, but growing up, already being a little darker, how people would discourage us from tanning. Like, don't be out in that sun too long. You don't want to get too black. Like, the colorism, y'all, the colorism that runs rampant in our community is crazy. But I love baking in the sun. Okay, I do not mind getting darker. And I had my first experience getting sunburned. I went to the Bahamas one year on like a cruise. I got burnt so bad. And that was my first time like realizing like, oh, we need to wear sunblock. Prior to that, I did not realize that Black people get sunburned. And I know, call me naive or whatever, but a lot of Black people think that. A lot of us believe that we can't get sunburned, but we can. Okay, and you need to be wearing your sunblock. But I learned that lesson the hard way. And I've repeatedly learned that lesson, okay? Because I got sunburned in Hawaii. But I'm going to be in the sun. I'm going to bake in it. Rotisserie style. Roll me over, all right? So that's all I care. That's my only requirement for my birthday is that I am somewhere warmer than Chicago. It don't have to be tropical. I don't necessarily have to be on a beach. I just need to spend some time outdoors because I struggle with seasonal depression. So that moment in time in January for my birthday trip to go somewhere and get some sunshine, that really does give me the fuel that I need to get through the rest of the winter. Okay? It really does. But yeah, I didn't realize that Black people burn like that. So I've learned my lesson. So shout out to all my fellow Capricorns, baby. I see y'all. Y'all been looking good in your birthday posts, okay? All right. What y'all reading on your birthday? I got several books that I am planning to touch while I'm on this birthday trip because all I'm trying to do is hike and read. Hike and read. I'm trying to see some sights that I can't see in the city. Give me that desert skate, okay? Some cacti. But I'm trying to see some nature, all right? So if you out here, celebrating your birthday and you are a Capricorn, I'm sending you so much love because I know you a boss bitch because we are. That's a fact. All right? Capricorns are the GOAT. So I got some good news. I just want to take some time to talk about the power of manifestation. All right. So, today's episode, I am going to talk about Ain't Too Old to Grind, just a little bit. I ordered my book. So, I have Bliss by Fiona Zed. So, that book, I am going to be reading on my birthday trip. So I'll be talking about Bliss next week. But this week, we're going to talk about Ain't Too Old to Grind. Also, because my birthday, I'm getting older and I feel like it's on theme. Okay, it's on theme. So this week, we'll talk about that book a little bit. And then next week, we'll talk about Bliss. But before I get into any discussion about our current book reads of the month, I just want to talk about the power of manifestation. So, y'all know last episode, I told y'all what my goals were for the new year, right? And I told y'all that I wanted to have more authors come on my podcast this year because I enjoyed the conversations that I had with the authors that came on this past year. So that was L.M. Bennett and Aunt Georgia Lee. So now that they're scheduled, I can at least give y'all a preview and let y'all know. But Erica Alexander and Carmen Lee are coming on my podcast, y'all. And I am fangirling like a motherfucker. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let me keep it professional. So I like profanity. So I can't promise y'all that my potty mouth won't come out on this podcast because this is my shit. I think I curse already, but I have been taming it down to keep myself professional on my podcast. But I am geeking the fuck out because Erica Alexander and Carmen Lee are going to be guests on my podcast. Both of them are releasing new books this month, and I am an ARC reader for Erica Alexander. So I got selected. So I applied. Look, I've been just shooting my shot. Y'all will be surprised the things that I will talk myself out of doing. I am lucky enough to be surrounded by some other boss bitches, some successful women that really pour into me. So when I tell them, like, I don't know if they're going to respond, I don't know, they're like, just message them anyway, or just apply anyway, just do this anyway. Who cares? Even if you don't get selected, just do it anyway. Look, I told y'all I wanted to have more authors on my podcast, and now two of my favorite authors will be on this podcast. So I love Erica Alexander's books. Where There's Smoke was one of my favorite reads from last year. And I'm just really grateful that she's coming on my podcast. And one that I was selected as an ARC reader. So I started reading her new book. And one of the characters in the book is my birthday twin. I don't think I've ever read a book before where me and a character got the same birthday. I was like, twin, is that true? Okay. But yeah, I got a book birthday twin now. I'm loving it. I'm here for it. But her book comes out on Monday too, on January 12th. And that book is called The Rhythm of Rain at Dawn. If you go find me on socials, I have promoted those. I've made posts letting y'all know that those books are going to be coming out this month. Okay, so she's coming on my podcast to talk to me about her new book, and I'm definitely gonna ask her some questions about her other books and just get to know her a little bit better. But I'm just grateful she's coming on my podcast, y'all. Look, I manifested this, and y'all are watching this stuff unfold in real time, okay? And then Carmen Lee, she's dropping a dark romance book. Like, come on, I'm here for a sapphic dark romance. But her book is called Mine, Yours, and Ours. Okay? That book comes out on January 22nd. All right, so she's going to be coming on my podcast to talk to me about her book as well, but I am definitely going to be asking her about her other books because I truly enjoy her pen game. And, they're both popular authors in the sapphic book space right now. So I'm just really grateful that they're coming on my podcast to talk to me. And one, proud of myself for sliding in their DMs in the first place to ask because I wasn't going to at first. Because I'm like, I don't know if they'll come on. And just look, I told y'all I was going to do this and I'm doing it. Okay, so y'all heard it here first. Okay. Erica Alexander and Carmen Lee will be guests on the Book Lovers Club. And I'm just so grateful. All right. So stay tuned for those episodes to drop. I'll let you know when they will drop and when you can listen to the interviews. Also, my author interviews, if you want to watch the videos, they are on my YouTube channel. So I do have a playlist that is on my YouTube channel just for the author interviews. So you can watch those. Any other video episode, like my entire catalog of video episodes, you can only watch those on my Patreon. So those are reserved for my backstage pass holders. And y'all, my Patreon is priced, I think, pretty reasonable. Okay? It's only $3 a month, and it comes with all of the video episodes from this here podcast, as well as any other bonus content and materials I make. So my digital book journal that I made is on there for you all. And then I will be also making some additional journal prompts and just digital journals for y'all. And I'm going to be dabbling into the Kindle inserts and putting those on there for you all to download and print on your own. But more content to come. But yes, all of my video episodes are available on Patreon, but you have to be a Backstage Pass holder. Anyway, I am just grateful that the support is out there because I feel like there are signs from God, from the universe, whatever higher power and entity you believe in, okay? The fact that I just said that this was something that I wanted to do and the response was immediate. Okay, the results happened immediately. And to me, that is a sign that I am moving in the right direction and that I am on my way. Okay, so for anyone that is just now discovering me and you have not listened to previous episodes, we are a podcast and book club. Okay, so we read books together each month, Black Sapphic books, talk about Black Sapphic issues. I tie in things from my background as a relational communications scholar, my experiences as a married lesbian, a Black queer woman living in Chicago, and bring all of that to this podcast. We are currently reading 2 books. So we're reading Ain't Too Old to Grind by Aunt Georgia Lee and Bliss by Fiona Zed. All right. So the book today I'm going to be discussing because I'm getting older and it's my birthday. I think it ties in really well with these themes around aging and getting older. I'm also going to be talking about age gaps and things like that. So let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. Let's just talk about it. But as I'm reading Ain't Too Old to Grind. So I was an ARC reader for Aunt Georgia Lee. So I'll just be transparent. I was an ARC reader, so I've already read this book. But I'm rereading it now so that the information is fresh. Because I'm one of those people that if I read it, I read so many books that I need to read it again so that it's fresh so that I can talk about it on a podcast. So I'm reading it with y'all now, but I've already read it before. But something that I really appreciate, the book talks about ageism and getting older. I love the femme for femme representation. I love that. Okay. Like these are 2 women, one a former model and a woman that is a current model, one that's 55 and one that's 35. And I'm not going to give y'all too many spoilers. I'm just going to be talking about things about the book today. But as I'm getting older and I guess dealing with my own aging and ageism that I'm navigating in my professional industry, just in general, being a woman that's getting older and how society views that, especially when it comes to like beauty standards. I feel like I'm always in conversations now with people around like plastic surgery, getting fillers, making alterations to their appearance to slow down the signs of aging. And it's just a lot of messaging all the time, whether you're on social media, in your day-to-day life, like it's just constant messaging to women that we need to be younger, stay young, even though aging is unavoidable. It's inevitable. Everyone does it. So I really want to be someone that embraces aging and looks at it as something that is a good thing. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are just afraid now of getting older, but it's something that we can't control and we can't help. Like we're always getting older every day, every minute. But you're only getting older. You're not getting any younger. So why be afraid of something that is inevitable? And to me, getting older is a blessing. It's a blessing because it beats the alternative. You either alive and aging or you're dead. And I have a zest for life. I love life. Okay, all the ups and downs. I'm very grateful to be here doing this thing called life. All right. So to me, it beats the alternative. So why be so afraid of it? But I think it's because we're constantly, as women, receiving these messages that is something wrong with getting older. Getting gray hair, the wrinkles, all the signs that you're getting older, that there's something wrong with that. And even now, like the generation wars, I feel like every time I'm getting on social media, there's some type of post talking about millennials do this and Gen Z that, and just all this beef in between the generations. And honestly, we all just on this floating rock, killing time until it's our time. Okay. And I'm not going to dread that. I'm going to embrace it and enjoy it. One of my favorite things to do is to look at older women doing amazing things. So I intentionally seek out older women on social media that are like in their 70s and 80s that are fitness trainers, maybe do fashion content. I love seeing older women doing things because it's very inspiring to me because the narrative that we're constantly getting is like once you turn 30, you're old and you need to be pushed to the margins, like move out the way, old lady. And I just don't feel that way. Like some of the baddest women are older women. Angela Bassett, y'all, Angela Bassett, baby, that woman is fine. Okay. But, even that, like some of the examples we have of women that are aging gracefully, they got money in the bank. Okay, they can afford private chefs, personal trainers, plastic surgery, enhancements, and fillers and things like that. But the average, regular, schmegular girl like me, like you, a lot of us don't have access to all of those resources. So our aging journey will look different. So I am very much someone that embraces aging gracefully and defying aging stereotypes or whatever you think a 40-year-old woman is supposed to look like and do. I reject all of that because I define me, baby. Okay, not no stereotype, not some box that y'all trying to place me in. Like I said, I love seeing older women putting that shit on, doing whatever they want to do, reinventing themselves at any age and stage because it's just so inspiring to me. So I know a lot of people as they get older, especially after you reach 30, like some people really dread their birthdays because they really dread getting older. And I just want to challenge everybody to just see it for the blessing that it is. I have a lot of family members that didn't make it to certain ages. They passed away young, and I grieve them every day. I live life for them, and I am doing things that they couldn't do because I can, because I'm here and I can. So you either alive or dead. Okay, so aging is a blessing. The wisdom that comes with aging, the things that millennials have lived through. Okay, it's literally a crisis every week now, but we done lived through so much shit. Imagine the lore when we get older. And I'm trying to reach the century club. Okay, I want to live to 100 just to be able to see what's going to happen. Okay, am I going to actually see an alien in the flesh in real life? I talk about aliens a lot, y'all. I'm like really fascinated by the fact that the government has gaslighted us for like forever, making us think that aliens weren't real, even though we knew that they were real. And then they get proof that they're real, do a press conference and drop the news that, yeah, we was lying to y'all. Aliens real, and we got alien biologics in our possession. And we got non-human DNA and technology in our possession. And everybody was like, well, is rent still due? Nobody cared. I cared. Okay, I've been fascinated by it. All right. Anytime it's some new information coming out, like a meteor's heading our way or whatever, I'm like, okay, Armageddon, is that you? I don't know. Look, I'm oddly fascinated by it. I'm so here for it. I'm trying to go visit Roswell. Look, I don't know if it's any Marvel fans out there, but Secret Invasion, that TV series on Marvel on Disney Plus, fire. But yeah, anything alien stuff I'm here for. But am I gonna live long enough to see that with my own eyes? Am I gonna have my own moment of that motherfucker is not real? You know, the lady on the plane. Am I gonna have my own moment? I'm just trying to see. So I'm trying to reach the Century Club. You know, my good girl Betty White. She died at 99. They robbed her of her years. She was almost there. All right. But I'm trying to do what I gotta do. Cause I want to be that old legend, baby, that people come and meet with. Like, yep, I lived through COVID. And we had to wear masks, y'all. Like, I'm gonna be dropping random ass lore. Like, yep, I was there. Yep, I lived through that. I'm trying to be that kind of elder. I be sitting here fantasizing about, oh, what I'm gonna do when I'm an elder for real. I feel like I don't get elder respect now, being in my 40s, but when I get really old and I got the full silver hair, Toni Morrison style to prove it. Look, I'm dropping random lore. Okay, I'm living it up. All right. But I see aging as a blessing. So with that, there are some people out there that they don't care how old you are. All right. You aging like fine wine. These age gaps, these young whippersnappers, okay? These young tenderonis, these PYTs, they want them a Thundercat. All right, they want to get them a auntie. It's a lot of people out here that like dating older women. So that's one thing about this book that I like is the age gap romance, because I feel like a lot of age gaps, that trope in books can sometimes be very problematic, especially now. It's been a lot of conversation around age gaps as a lot of these celebrity gossip and things have been coming out about celebrities and how they prey on the young. I feel like we've been having a lot of conversation around how old or how young is too young, how old is too old, what's in the appropriate age gap. And that shows up in the literary space. Okay. Cause like I said, some of these age gaps be problematic. People love that trope. People love that trope. But that's something I like about the book, that it's an older age gap. And Destiny do not care about nothing Cleo saying. Okay? Every time Cleo talking about slow down, baby, slow down. Destiny don't care. She been trying to get in this woman's drawers since the moment they met, baby. Okay? Destiny want that old cooter cat. She want that cougar pussy. She do not care. Destiny on her, hot and heavy. Destiny laying it on thick. She want her. She want her bad. And Cleo struggling like, ooh, she young, she this. Destiny don't care about that age, baby. To her, age ain't nothing but a number. And that's one thing. These young women, they are relentless in their pursuit. When somebody got their eyes set on you and she want her. So I love seeing that, like that this older woman is so desired and being pursued like this. Because Destiny ain't let up from the moment she met her. Destiny is feeling Cleo. Okay, and Cleo's trying to catch her breath, like, slow down, baby. Like, come on, you gotta give me some time. And Destiny, like, no, I want what I want. I love to see it. Okay, I love to see older women being loved upon like this and being pursued. Okay, because a lot of people really do think that once they reach a certain age, like they're no longer desirable. They no longer have options. And not everybody feels that way. There are some younger people that like dating older women. My wife is 4 years younger than me. That's the youngest I'll go. You got to at least be an 80s baby. Because there's even moments sometimes when I'm talking to her and I have those damn, she's too young for you, bro moments. I'm like, what? You don't know that reference? What? You don't know that movie? What? You don't know what I'm talking about? And it just make you feel old as hell. Like, damn. Like, and we have those moments even with the 4 year age gap. That's why I sometimes be confused when people are in their 40s dating like a 19-year-old, a 21-year-old. Like, come on, different ages and stages. Okay. If I'm struggling sometimes with some of these things and we only 4 years apart, sometimes these age gaps really do like it be too much. But I just love to see this older woman being pursued like this. But I like age gaps when they grown ass people, frontal lobe fully developed. Okay. Two consenting adults and they fully aware. Give it to me, okay? Because older women deserve to be loved up on like this. But yeah, Destiny ain't let up on her, okay? She been on her hot and heavy, like, and I just love to see it. And this femme for femme representation, I'm just here for it, okay? I'm here for it. And just to drop some science on y'all, so I know some people are very reluctant to get out of some of these dating comfort zones. There's some people out there right now who desire being in a relationship. They're ready to date again, but they have so many restrictions on the type of people that they would consider dating. So I'm going to encourage y'all to also consider stepping outside of your comfort zone, especially if it's another consenting adult. They're grown, they might just be younger or older than you. Consider that because, okay, so there's this theory called self-expansion theory. All right, so self-expansion theory argues that humans have a biological need and desire for expanding and growing. Okay, we seek out experiences to help us expand and grow, and they're beneficial to us. And this impacts us romantically because, other humans are coming with their own backgrounds, experiences, knowledge on things that when you are dating them, you get exposed to those things and they help you expand your perspective, sometimes your skill set. I've learned so much about finance through my marriage. My wife is low key a finance bro. She's in the real estate industry. And I have learned so much by being her partner, not even professionally. I am not someone that was really into sports before dating her. My sports knowledge, what I know now, I be at work keeping up with everybody now in those sports conversations because of my wife. And they be like, oh, you know about that? Mm-hmm. You know, I could keep up now because I've learned so much from her, watching games with her, listening to these sports podcasts and things like that with her. When you're dating someone, they tend to expose you to their perspective, their interests, the things that they have as a skill set could rub off on you and vice versa. So sometimes dating people that are outside of your comfort zone or that are different from you can expose you to new things and can enhance your life. How this theory also comes into play, like if you're in a relationship and things start to feel kind of like you're in a rut, you can spice things up by doing something new together because it will kind of like jumpstart the relationship and keep it fresh. Because all of this is connected to self expansion theory. And per usual, when I introduce a theory onto my page, you can go to my show notes on my website or my blog to get more articles if you want to do a deeper dive yourself into the theory. So I will have those links to some articles on my page and my blog and my show notes. But self-expansion theory, like I said, makes an argument for you to, date people that come from different walks of life that can introduce you to new things. So I think that's a benefit sometimes to an age gap relationship. There's a TV show that's older, that's called Younger. Me and my wife got obsessed with that show one year and like binged it. But it's called Younger. It's an older show. But this woman was a stay-at-home mom, and I believe she got divorced. It's been a while since I've seen the show, so I apologize if I'm getting the premise wrong. But I believe she got divorced, and she was a stay-at-home mom, so she hadn't worked in a really long time. She wants to get into the publishing industry. And then when she goes to interview for the publishing industry, she experiences ageism. Basically, they're like, you too old. Can't do it. So she goes and gets like a little makeover and then pretends to be younger, pretends to be a millennial, and then lands the job. Because she's pretending to be younger, she attracts a younger man, but she also attracts an older man. So seeing those differences in relationships between the older man that's attracted to her and the younger man, but how the younger man is introducing her to all these things now that she hadn't gotten exposed to because she's older. Like, he putting her on. He's a tattoo artist. He got her in the clubs and the bars. They be outside. She really comes to life dating this younger man. But that relationship, like, you can see self-expansion theory really in action through that TV show with this age gap romance and how it plays out. But I will leave y'all with this last thought. Aging is a blessing because if you aren't aging and alive, you're dead. So I would rather be out here getting older because it beats the alternative. So I'm going to embrace it. And you do not have to subscribe to whatever society tells you that you need to do for your age. You are the main character of your own life. This your script. This your movie. You could change the plot. You could be whoever you want to be. You could be 40 years old and decide to go back to school. You could be 50 years old and decide that now you want to be a nurse. You could be 60 years old and decide, I'm going to go back and get my doctorate degree. Whatever you decide you want to do, explore some hobbies. So for anybody who lives in Chicago, one of my favorite book clubbers, shout out to you, girl. You know who I'm talking about. She started a hobbying club, Hobby Homegirls. Please find her on socials. I'm going to go to their meetup that's happening. It's a bring your own craft night. So you bring your own crafting project and work on it. Hobbying is another way to self-expand. You don't always have to explore these things with a partner. And there's so many ways to find connection and find community and find companions outside of someone being your romantic interest. It's bigger than that. Okay, you got to dream bigger than that. Thank you for tuning in to the Book Lovers Club. If you love today's episode, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a chapter. And if you're feeling generous, leave a review because those reviews help other lovers find us. So if you want to keep this conversation going, please join me on Instagram or hop on over to Fable to join the virtual book club. And until next time, remember, the stories we read can help us write the love lives of our dreams. See you next Sapphic Saturday.